You're listening to an East Coast Guild podcast. Check us out at eastcoastguild.com. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of That's No Moon, the Star Wars Call-In podcast. This is not my third time doing this. That's on you. You don't believe me. I don't have the VODs to prove either way. So, this is a Star Wars Call-In show where we basically let you guys talk to us in chat, as well as letting you guys come into my Discord to talk to us as well and ask questions like that. We're super excited about it. It's one of our favorite things. We've been trying very hard to get this stuff going and running. We're super excited to work on and do this stuff with you guys. So we're gonna jump into it for today. So for today, our topic is, what if Luke went evil at the end of Return of the Jedi? Also, by the way, I'm Jimmer Kill. This is Leah. We're your hosts. I forgot to do that for the second time. Thank you.
It's all good.
You want to start us off today, please?
Yeah, so today we're talking, are we doing that? Or are we talking about socials and where to follow us first?
You know what? Just take where I left off, because I think I'm pretty broken at this point. I'll just let you pick it up. I'll get myself together and I'll get caught back up. It's good. It'll be good.
All right. This is a live show, so you can watch us wherever decides to work that day. Hopefully we'll be on Glimish in the future, but you never know. Check our socials, which you can find down here. Let's see if I can point in the right direction.
There it is.
If you're watching live, or in the show notes if you're listening after. And you can follow us on our other socials too if you just want to see
follow
non-Star Wars content. Although I think I post a lot of Star Wars content. Anyway,
I don't post anything anymore because I got the TikTok for That's No Moon, and that's where I post everything now, because I don't post anything to mine because all my Star Wars content is going to us. So
fair.
That's what I'm doing anyway. Awesome. All right.
Today we're going to talk about if Luke turned at the end of episode 6.
Heck yes.
And that's where you left off.
It is. So if we know that at the end of episode 6, Luke had 2 choices, and I'm getting so much deja vu. So Luke had 2 choices. He could either wait and hope for things to be better, which is, his friends on Endor doing the right thing and getting things done and, breaking through, or fall to the dark side, kill the Emperor, and let his body get consumed by the essence of the Emperor. Much better than absorbed.
Still gross, but okay.
Still sounds like a moist endeavor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw that word in because people hate that word. So, those were his options, and in all honesty, with what we know, we have to take into account the sequel trilogy. Whether you like it, hate it, or are indifferent, we have to take that into consideration with everything else. And I don't mean it as a way to think about like with retconning or anything else. It's just, that is the canon. I'm sorry. Deal with it. Pull up your big boy and big girl and big whatever pants and move on. We can do this. And we can hate it the entire time if you guys want to. Or love it. Either way works. So, with all of that stuff that happened in the sequel trilogy, knowing that the Emperor basically found a way to live past death, which was done by many, many Sith Lords before him, and with the idea of what Plagueis was doing, falls right in line with his teachings. In all honesty, if Vader knew of that, he basically also had a couple of choices he could make. He let my son be consumed by the dark side and the Emperor, or save my son from that. And now, I'm not gonna lie, when I went back and watched Return of the Jedi recently, I actually was like, man, he's like, could he be like hate saving Luke right now? Like, I don't want him to be evil, but I can't let him live, like, kind of thing. Like, if I can't let him be evil, but I have to be the one to kill him. Like, I can't let the Emperor kill my son. I have to kill my son. Like, I feel like it's
Think so.
that weird hybrid of Anakin and Vader still existing in one body, where it's
Yeah,
like,
I don't think it was a hate save. I think he genuinely came back to the light side
well,
and
I
said,
I do at the end, but I mean, like, right when he first protected the Emperor, you
I
know,
don't know
like,
if it's so
I
much
don't think that he
a,
was fully switched over yet.
a hate save so much as he knew that the Emperor completely ruined his
Yeah,
life
that's true.
and he wanted vengeance for that in that moment.
He did need
I don't
some
think
vengeance.
Luke was on his brain.
I
Padme was on his brain.
That's very possible. I don't know. I think that there was some Luke on his brain, because it was like, my son is going to serve this man for the rest of his life if he kills him, kind of thing. Like, he's going to be
Hmm.
trapped. And so I felt like, at least I felt like the dark side aspect of him was like, because he was still torn. I don't, but then again, it's like, it comes down to the argument of, when was he not torn in two anymore, right?
Yeah.
So with that idea of him being still torn in two right at the beginning of the fight, it was, I don't want my son to kill him, but if my son's going to die, I'm going to kill him. At least that's how, like, I was starting to think about it. And again, I can be wrong. I don't care. It's
Yeah.
fine. I'll only cry to myself to sleep at night. It'll be fine. But I definitely think that that's something that is in the consideration of it all, is like, we do have some of Vader's motives. Now, I think
Mhm.
originally Lucas did what, like, one of the original ideas was, like, I know Mark Hamill wanted Luke to be evil. Like, he wanted
Of
him to
course he
go evil.
did.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's Mark Hamill. It's, but he was like super, like, was like here for that. And so there was this idea that Luke would become Darth Vader. Like, he would don the mantle and become Darth Vader. Which was like,
So
go ahead.
there's two Darth Vaders?
No, no, no. Oh, no. Kills the Emperor, and then he kills his dad and takes the mantle.
Okay, that's what I mean by
Yeah.
there's two Darth
Yeah.
Vaders.
No,
It's like a successor thing.
it was a successor. Yeah. He completely,
I
like,
don't like that.
he kills his dad and takes the place, which, I'm not going to lie, I think if Luke fell to the dark side, he would have killed both of them. I don't
Yes.
think that he would have let either one of them live at the end of Return of the Jedi at that point. I just don't.
No. I don't know. He might have let his dad live.
I think, but see, I think he would have only let his dad live if his, like, I don't know if he would have, like, called his dad master, though. And I think that's the only way that Darth Vader would not have been the apprentice again. Like,
That would be
he
a
would
very
not have allowed that,
interesting dynamic, though, to
right?
have a Sith master and apprentice be father and son.
It would be. It'd be a crazy dynamic. My thing is, like, when you think about it, like, what does Luke do at that point? Like, if Luke killed the Emperor and you're a Sith, which means that you're the strongest. Like, you killed the strongest Sith, you are the strongest now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Vader, you're my apprentice or you're dead.
Yep.
Like, because
I know I've only been a Jedi for like 5 minutes, but now I'm the most powerful being in the whole galaxy. It's fine.
yeah, right? It's fine. You know, let's just do this. Like, how does that even work out? Like, because that's why I think both of them would end up being dead. Like, I don't think Vader would have lived, because I think that would have been what gets thrown at him. It's, you can be my underling, my
Which he's
enforcer.
tired of being the underling.
Exactly. Or you can die, because I just killed your master, which means I'm
Yep.
stronger than you, which means I either kill you to take your place, or you bow down to me,
Yep.
which would have been crazy to think about.
That would be crazy.
It would. But then that also leads up to the question of, what happens to everybody else? What happens to Han and Leia?
Nothing good.
No, I mean, like, what happens to them at that point? What happens
I'm
to all these other people?
immediately thinking of Count Dooku and how he murdered his own sister, so
That was really sad.
it was really sad.
It was really, really sad. Like, that one hurt me to go back, like, to read that. Oh man. I mean, that's the thing though, like, well, and that's the other thing is, would Luke have, like, would the Death Star still have blown up? Like, because
No.
here's the thing. Did Luke have anything that he did it stop the Death Star from blowing up? Is there
No,
anything
was
that
all
he
Han.
did? So that was all Han and Leia. So if it was just them, like, in all honesty, if he fell to the dark side, he might have still gotten blown up. Like, can we think about that? Like,
Yeah, because they had no idea.
They had no idea what he was doing. Like, he turned himself in knowing the risks of this place might blow up and I might not leave.
I mean, Leia, I think, had a sense of what was happening in the Force, just like a very far off sense.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is going good or this is going bad. But she would have no way to know what was actually happening on the Death Star.
Exactly.
So...
And, like, would she have been able... I don't know if she would have been able to sense that change in Luke.
No.
Because she's not trained in it.
And she's only really been Force sensitive for, like...
a minute.
A day.
A minute. If we're going to take into comparison that Luke's had it for 5 minutes, she's only had it for, like, 30 seconds.
Yeah, she just figured this out, so...
Like, she just figured out, and she's like... And literally it was when they were leaving Cloud City, she's like, oh, I hear his voice. And had no idea why. So I'm just saying, like, unless he reached out, like, and even then, like, how does he pull that one off? Because she had way too much Padme in her to allow that.
No matter what.
Yeah, like, she would have been like, cool, bye. Like,
sorry, brother, that I just met.
Kind of sucks. I kind of sucks, but bon voyage. Like, can't do anything to save you at this point. Which, I mean, I guess, like, that, man, 12 minutes in and I already destroyed the entire theory. Like,
yep, we ruined our own
discussion, you know? The man goes evil, but the Death Star still blows up. I mean, unless he could call down to them and be like, look, guys, I stopped it all. And then, you know, still blow up.
Surprise.
Yeah, and still blow up Endor, you know? Like, that could have been a possibility. But I don't know how likely that would have been. Like, either that or he would have done what he's been doing, where Luke likes to tread on the line, where he walks and he dabbles with the dark side.
He may have had a backup plan.
He might have.
That he could activate remotely if he was going to blow up Endor instead of the Death Star.
Yeah.
Playing a double agent thing.
Well, I mean, also think about the fact of, did he have any, like, remote control access to R2, you know, anything like that?
That droid would have done whatever he asked him to do. That
droid has a loyalty problem because everybody leaves him.
Like, he has abandonment issues.
The saddest, like, he is. No, but 100%, like, think about it like with some of the dogs that are at, like, the SPCAs and everything like that. Like, they have that, like, the separation anxiety. R2-D2 has separation anxiety.
Yeah, he does.
Like, there's no joke, no lie there. He just does, because the last time he saw his second master, because he was given to Anakin by Padme. So that was his second master. The last time he saw his second master, he never came back. And Anakin did everything for that droid.
I know. They went on so many adventures.
They went on so many adventures.
He rescued him from deep space.
He rescued him from deep space. He rescued him from pirates. He rescued, like, he never wiped the memory of R2.
He had a droid-on-droid death battle in one episode of Clone Wars.
Like, Anakin did everything for that droid. And then that droid is basically, he's like, stay with the ship, R2. That's my wonderful rendition of Anakin's acting in episode 3.
It's your Hayden Christensen impression.
Stay by the ship. Like, okay. R2's like, but I want to, no. Stay with the ship. Okay. R2
I mean,
stays.
it's a good thing he didn't come along, because he would have been a little toasty.
He would have been super duper toasty. Although, I'm not going to lie, it would have been really funny watching R2-D2 take a little taser bit to Obi-Wan's backside. That would have been hilarious.
That changes the whole mood.
Oh, because Obi-Wan wouldn't have won. Obi-Wan wouldn't have won if R2 was there, because R2 has no morality.
He would win the fight.
He would have. That would have been it. But that would have been so like R2 literally
Has
was left
abandonment
there
issues.
and was abandoned. And he didn't know what to do, and Obi-Wan took him. Took him
And
back.
then Luke leaves him and just disappears to
And that was the other thing.
Octo.
So you see this other thing with him and Luke in the original trilogy, how that droid is attached to his hip.
Yep.
Like, that droid is like, he's like, you're mine now. You're not allowed to go. You're mine. Like, you see it in episode 5. He's so worried about Luke. Where is Luke? Scanners aren't picking up Luke. He doesn't care about Han. He wants to know where Luke is. He wants to know where Dad is.
He's just a loyal little puppy.
He is.
R2 is my favorite character, so.
R2 is my favorite non-verbal character.
I love R2. Everyone would be dead if it wasn't for R2. If we want to get really technical, we said Maul was important, but R2 was also important because without R2, Anakin would have died in Phantom Menace.
That's very true. I mean, well, Anakin wouldn't have died, but Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan would have.
Everyone would have died.
Yeah. Because
Anakin couldn't see out the cockpit of that one ship he ends
up that's true. Flying. Yeah, that point too. Yeah, well,
he needed R2's help.
If we want to go down that road, Palpatine's the most important character of the entire series because he's the one who force manipulated Anakin to be born. Well, Plagueis was, but
yeah, well,
it's
origin stories.
R2 is still incredibly important.
We need more droid. I'm really excited for the droid series on Disney Plus.
That's gonna be good.
Sidebar: I just love droids. I think they're hilarious.
Who doesn't love droids? Droids are amazing.
Clearly, I love droids.
Exactly. Like who wouldn't love droids? So I don't know.
So
like he could have had that with R2. He could have had Luke could have had something where he could remote control R2. At which point in time then he could have possibly had a communication go out if he defeated the Emperor, being like, I've defeated the Emperor. But at the same time, like, I don't know, because he didn't do that. Well, he didn't do that at the end either. But they were going to blow up. They wanted to blow up the Death Star.
Yeah.
So like, in his new empire, does Luke allow the Death Star to be destroyed if he becomes the Emperor now? Like, does he take that as a calculated loss so that way he can go and build up? Like Darth Vader can now, because he took the name Darth Vader for like the idea was so he had credibility in the in everything.
I feel like Luke's empire would be way different than Vader's empire, because even if Luke was a Sith, I don't see him mass murdering millions of people just for the hell of it.
Well, I will say Vader wasn't doing it just for the hell of it, though. I mean, Palpatine, yes, but like
Luke doesn't have the history with the two of them that went into building the Death Star.
And I will say the thing with the Emperor and Vader is the fact that like Anakin was just a good soldier.
Yep.
Like he just listened to orders. Like it was the worst part about Anakin was he listened to orders.
He did, but he didn't.
He listened and then did them in his own way.
Yeah.
And I think that was like, that's like a huge part of everything that happened too. You know, why would he go and kill everybody?
Also has abandonment issues, and he just wants to please somebody.
He just wants a dad.
He really does.
Like, I was watching episode 2 last night. So we watch Star Wars movies once a week, every Wednesday in my Discord. We were watching episode 2, and
I'm sorry.
Oh, the lore in that movie is amazing, but it's still, in my opinion, the absolute worst movie.
It is. It's so
bad. I know that I'm disagreed with. The lore is amazing, but everything else is so bad. I'd
rather watch the Clone Wars movie than watch Attack of the Clones again.
Oh man,
and that says something.
The script was bad. Cinematography wasn't great. Like, Anakin literally was the cringiest, like, dude in the world.
I
Like,
rewatched it 2 weeks ago because that's where I'm at in the canon challenge.
yeah.
And
It
I was
was
like,
just,
I could have lived without this. I really could have
right?
just lived without
But even in there, he calls Obi-Wan his dad. He's like, Obi-Wan's the closest I've had to a father. It's like, Obi-Wan's only like 10 years older than you.
I know.
Like,
he's cooler older brother at best, but yeah.
Yeah, which then is, part of the problem, and that dynamic needs to shift, because obviously there's a problem with, that dynamic that's there, because you can't be his dad when, like, you need to be something different. And Obi-Wan eventually figured out that, but I think it was a little too late.
A little too late.
Also, watching back too, Obi-Wan is kind of a prick. Like,
yeah, I don't like Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan.
Super, super duper duper aggressive with everything that was going on with Anakin. Like, he was just super mean the entire time. He's like, check your feelings.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, bro, we get it, but like, also understand what he's going through and try to hit him in the way that, like, try to get him in the way that does work really well, because, like, that's the thing. You understand how Anakin is. So, like, there's no reason for you to not.
They definitely did a really good job in Clone Wars backing him off of that.
They did. Like, they did a great job with that.
Aggressive persona.
So back to what we were talking about. So, okay, let's say Luke turn evil. Okay. He kills both of them. Kills Vader and the Emperor. Becomes Vader for the sake of having credibility in the Empire.
Okay.
What does his empire look like that is different than Palpatine's? Because I think where he would show some more compassion, because he's not going to be as tortured, as pained. Like,
he's led a pretty cushy life up until now. He very boring farming life.
Maybe he finally gets his, he finally goes to Tashi's and gets his power converters.
That's all he wants.
That's all he needed. No, I don't want to go on an adventure. I just need power converters.
Give me all the power converters in the galaxy and we'll be good.
Then he makes his own Starforge with those power converters. And next thing you know, he has another fleet.
I don't see him running the Empire straight off the bat. I think he'd be more into like traveling and learning all the Sith history. Kind of like the way he does on his Jedi path, but like the inverse of it, where he goes and studies at ancient Sith temples. And
I think he might find a middle ground. Like, if we take out the sequel trilogy, right? So, Emperor does not own him.
It doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist. Emperor doesn't have a hold on him, because if the Emperor still had that hold on him, then it's still going to be the Emperor's empire. It's still going to be Palpatine's. But if he didn't, from the way that it was understood, if he doesn't have that, he honestly might have become the actual true balance of the Force, and not, let's rebuild the Jedi Order. He might have actually filled the place that Rey was supposed to hold.
Yeah.
Like where Rey is holding, right? Where she's holding that true balance of she goes both sides. That might have honestly been what I think could have happened, because you're right. Like, I think he would have gone to learn about Sith history, but then he also, I think, would have been like, I'm still going to go learn about Jedi history too. I think he would have gone back and forth, but now he
just doesn't know anything. Like,
no, he doesn't.
Anakin had 10 years of training under his belt. Palpatine's who knows how old. And they already knew the full extent of
Vader. By the time Anakin became Vader, he had 20 years of experience.
Yeah. So, I mean, and he was well versed in, obviously, the Jedi Code.
Yeah.
Palpatine knew both sides of things, but obviously strayed on the dark side more than the light side. But he was very well aware of how the Jedi think and act and why they do what they do.
Oh, yeah.
And so I don't think Luke would just be like, oh, I have a Death Star now. Let's just go kill some people. Like, That's not Luke's.
He would have
even
had
Dark
to,
Luke. That's not his character.
Yeah, I don't think Dark Luke goes down that path either. Like,
he has no motive to just murder people.
You're right. Yeah. No, he doesn't. He has no reason to just kill people because, like, what? Well, like, I guess, where would that drive come from to just, we're gonna sit down and I think we're just gonna murder some people today.
Yeah.
Like,
what planet can we vaporize today? It's Thursday.
Yeah. Thursday. Okay. They're not listening to my orders. We're gonna put them on a dartboard. There we go. Geonosis, it's your turn. Let's go for it.
I'm honestly surprised that Anakin did not zap Geonosis.
I don't know. Like, that's the fact that in Rebels there was still one Geonosis alive, and I'm like,
how'd you make it this far, buddy?
I'm proud of you for making it this far, but I don't know how you did it, because literally, it was part of the Emperor's plan to do an extermination of the planet because they had information about how giant kyber crystals worked.
Yeah.
And giant kyber crystals to make super weapons was what was used for the Death Star. So
do we think the kyber crystals survived the Death Star explosion?
No.
None of them did?
Too much energy. Because think about Rebels.
What a waste of kyber crystals.
Right? Those could have been a brand new color.
I know.
Could you imagine the Jedi, how big the Jedi would have been that would have used those crystals? He'd have been a giant. Those were some hefty crystals, though. Like,
we could have brought back the ships and the weapons from High Republic if we had these giant crystals.
There was I mean, they did have those. They still had Ilum. They've been using Ilum for millennia, like since the beginning of the Jedi Order. Well, not the beginning of the Jedi Order, but like when they started moving to lightsabers past vibroblades, at least in the EU.
Do kyber crystals? I don't know this. Do kyber crystals? Do we grow new ones, or are they like rocks, where they're just kind of there, and once they're gone, they're gone? Like, do we grow more?
I think that they're just there.
That's sad. They're a limited resource.
I think they're a limited resource, but at the same time, a limited resource in the entire galaxy. How limited is it at that point?
That's what I want to know, because like sometimes Jedi go through multiple lightsabers, so like they're using more than
Anakin only had like 5.
It's still more than his fair share of lightsabers.
Really is.
He needs to stop losing them.
I think, well, and that's the other thing too, is like once a Jedi falls, those kyber crystals,
they're going to his arch. At least in the
during the High Republic, they went to the Arch.
Yeah.
We don't know if they still went to the Arch in the Age of the Republic. Like in the
Are we recycling kyber crystals?
And
we don't know.
That would be my thing. Is like, I think that you could recycle them. I think they could be recycled. Like, there's no reason why you can't recycle kyber crystals. Like, yeah, they turn a color because of the bond that they have, but like, there's no way. It's like, I mean, bonds can shift. R2-D2 eventually chose somebody else. Like, I'm just saying, it's possible. The likelihood probably not high, but it's possible.
This is something I think about, like when Rey goes to build a new lightsaber. Obviously, what she does, because she ends up with these yellow crystals, or she took them from somewhere. Where did she get them? So is it a limited resource? Like, are the new Jedi after Rey gonna just have to figure something out?
I don't know. Like, that's the weird part, because like,
these are the questions I ask myself.
There's kyber on Tatooine too. Not a lot, but there's some there because the crate dragons will munch on it and it gets refined in their stomach. So kyber itself might be like a base resource, like aluminum,
like carbon.
Yeah, like carbon, right? Yeah, there's carbon in like attached to so many different things, but when you get it in its pure substance, then it does that. Plus, Kyber could also just be a crystal that's been imbued with the Force, at which point in time, the Force is this omnipotent, omnipresent, omnipowerful thing that decides everything in the universe. Like, that is basically, like, from the way it seems, it predetermines everything that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why there's any reason why you couldn't cop out and say it just chooses these new crystals to become Kyber crystals. Like, oh, you're a nice little piece of quartz right there. Midichlorian.
Surprise!
Like, today the Force woke up and chose violence. Like,
it does that sometimes.
I mean, I think that that's possible. And then there's so many different, like, planets that have crystals on them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that it would be appropriate to say that it's, like, such a limited resource that it's going to run out in, you know, a few thousand years.
Not at all what we were talking about, but
no,
it's where we got.
Well, and that's the thing with Luke's empire. Ilum might not have been turned into a death machine, so you would have had all of Ilum still.
Yeah, it's the biggest loss here.
Like, let's be honest, Starkiller Base, that was the biggest loss of the entire series. And not because Starkiller Base was cool. No, because they hollowed out the entire planet of Ilum and turned it into that. And that was just sad.
That was very sad.
Ilum was such a gorgeous, wonderful place.
It really was. I want to see more Ilum.
Oh, can't anymore.
Well, we're talking about the right slice of history.
Yeah, right. Well, joke's on you. Yeah, we could.
We could see it in the High Republic very easily.
Yeah. Which would be nice. It'd be super duper nice. By the way, chat, if you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat. We'll be getting them to pretty soon as we're winding down on our topic that is basically just us throwing off random theories today.
At this point.
But make sure you guys please put your questions in chat or jump into the Discord and we'll pull you guys in so that way we can talk about it. We'd love to do that with you guys. Sweet.
We can just keep asking ourselves random questions.
I mean, it seems to be working pretty well for us so far today. After 45 minutes of trying to get stuff set up.
We hit a groove. That's all that matters.
We did. Yeah. We got it. We found our way. I don't know. It's all interesting at the end of the day. Like, Luke going evil is just an interesting concept because, like, he could 100% go full bore and just embrace everything, every little ounce of hatred that he has, which I don't know how he would even have that much hatred to start off with.
I'm thinking, like, he doesn't have this war-torn past.
No,
like,
but
Anakin.
He has a lot of anger. I think
it's not really at any body.
It's just like, I'm mad that people are dying. Like, I'm mad that the Empire's so terrible, which I don't know if you saw the other video I made today about the Empire and the Imperials on TikTok. Reading the first half of the Thrawn book, Thrawn might be my favorite non-Jedi. Like,
I'm excited to read that one.
100%. Like, the stuff he does, there are some spoilers that I go through in it in the video. So if you don't care, then watch it. But if you do care,
I want to go in blind.
Like,
I like going in blind.
It is
like, I'm almost done with Dark Disciple. I need to finish it tonight, and I went in completely blind to that one, and it's so good.
See, I didn't go in blind with Thrawn, and it's exceeding the expectations I had.
I like just going in. I don't even really read the back of the book. I'm just like, I'm gonna read this because
that's not a bad way to go about it. I will just say, and you can kind of see this in Rebels, is that Thrawn's motives are incredibly pure in comparison to what we see in the higher echelon of officers. Like,
the Chiss have a very strange society.
They do. It's very honorable. Like,
but also kind of seedy.
Yeah, it is. It is. But it's like they have this huge thing on honor. I mean, it's why certain things end up happening to Thrawn in the first place, because you're choosing to read the prequels of the books that I was reading. But
yeah, I don't recommend, if anyone's listening, don't read Ascendancy before you read the original
read the
Thrawn trilogy.
read the 3 Thrawn trilogy first, please.
It will not make sense.
Please.
The prequel will not.
I'm
gonna have to go back and reread it after I read these 3 because I only understood about 60% of it.
Yeah, the way the first one even starts off, it's like, oh, okay.
He just throws you right in there. He's like, you obviously read my other books.
Yeah.
I don't need to catch you up at all.
No. Like, but I really loved with Thrawn was just his motives. His motives are, of course, I think for the Ascendancy, and I think that they're pure in the fact that he cares about the people, where like one of the situations he gets himself into, he's like doing what he can for the people, where, you know, like Tarkin would have done what he could for the resource. You know?
Tarkin is so interesting to me. I can't wait to read the Tarkin book.
Super freaking evil though.
Yeah.
Like he is so evil. Like
he's terrifying.
I mean, he blew up an entire planet because somebody wouldn't give him information.
Yeah, he's almost, I don't want to say he's scarier than Vader, but he kind of is because he's not force sensitive. He's just pure evil.
He is. He's just pure evil. He's just a terrible dude. And I got that vibe in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Like, but that's the thing with Thrawn, one of his aide, and then even Arinda. You remember Arinda Price from Rebels? She was Governor Price.
Yes.
Her story is also connected in the Thrawn books.
Oh.
So you get to learn about her. But like everything that she started off doing on Coruscant was about helping people. Like she's in it for herself too, to gain power, but she wants to make waves. She wants to help people. She wants to do better in the Empire, which is not a story we're used to.
Oh, but I like that story exists.
Exactly, right? And so then you also have this guy, Eli Vanto, which is he's like, you start off the book learning about Eli. And Eli is wonderful. I love him, but he's also that same for the good of the Empire, like for the good of the people. Like it's interesting that the Empire to everybody that is below like a Grand Moff is the people. Well, even below the admirals is the Empire is the people. But then if you're above that, if you're in the elite, the Empire is the resources. The Empire is how can you push your thumb down on the little man. And it's such an interesting thing because Thrawn brings this idea basically and makes his way up to being a Grand Admiral, where he has that mentality. And you see it kind of on Lothal with everything that's going on. But you never get the, like, I have so much respect for Thrawn because I don't think Thrawn's bad. I don't think that he's evil. I don't think he's malicious. I think he's a good soldier that's doing what he's supposed to do.
He's not malicious in the way that Tarkin is.
Correct. Now, note, I want to talk about it. I don't want to spoil things for you. I want you to be able to go
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
He definitely has some views that I do not fully agree with, but I understand why he has those views too.
Mm-hmm.
It's so I could talk about. Oh man, you need to get through it. That's what you need. I need you to get through it so bad.
I don't think I'm going to read it until
I know
June.
I know.
No, it might be May.
Oh my gosh. I have to wait till May. I'm going to have the entire trilogy done by the time you get to it.
Next month I have Catalyst, Lords of the Sith, Tarkin, and Most Wanted.
I'm going to be bursting at the seams to talk about it.
Don't do it.
It's going to be, I know I can't ruin it for you.
I've made it this long.
You've done so good. But I just have a whole new respect for him. Like, and what he does, because like he brings us like where you see his maliciousness in Rebels because he's the bad guy. His idea is these are terrorists that I'm trying to stop.
Yeah.
You know, like it's nothing other than he's doing his duty to protect the people without also understanding that the people are needing this to happen to get away from the grip of the Empire, because the Empire just strangles and rips apart. And it's like he wants to change that, and so like he like pushes himself. It's really cool. It's just such a like I have so much respect for Thrawn, and I'm only like 10 chapters. I'm like 10, 11 chapters into the book. Into the series. Like it's just so good. I mean, I'm only 7
I'm
hours,
excited.
I think only 7 hours in of a
How long is
16-hour
the
book.
audiobook?
16 hours.
It's a thick book.
It is 16 hours. The second one is 16 hours. The third one is like 15 hours. So,
Jeez.
yeah, it is so much, but it's so good. So worth it. Massively enjoyed it. I don't want to ruin it though. I mean, I should probably stop talking about it. Otherwise, I'm going to like keep wanting to keep going. So, all right, chat. Do you guys have any questions for us? Anything you guys would like to hear us talk about? Get our opinions on. Because you know, since we're holding a podcast, we are now credible on these.
We're experts on.
We are experts on the thing. Okay. Look at my new glasses. I am an expert now. Okay. Thin rim make me look smart. That's how that works, right? Yeah, exactly. Just we'll have to get you some like fake glasses to just put on, so that way.
I have blue light glasses. I don't have them on.
See,
up here.
That's what we'll get to. If I wear 2 pairs of glasses, do I get double smart? No, I just kill my eyes faster.
You just can't see.
I just kill my eyes faster. So it's okay, bye. It's okay if you guys don't have anything. I know, like a lot of people like. I was talking to a couple people and they were like, "This is like reigniting their spark into Star Wars." Is us doing that? I was like, "Yeah, that's how we do it." Like people of my community are like, "I love it because it's like I enjoy Star Wars, but like."
And now is a great time to like re-immerse yourself in Star Wars because of all the content that Disney Plus is giving us.
Not to mention the High Republic.
Did you see that it looks like that Vision series is going to start in the fall?
I have no idea what it's even about.
It's like, let me pull it up real quick.
Like I have not watched any of the things on the Star Wars stuff. Nothing like that. By the way, guys, make sure you guys, again, go follow all the social medias, all those things, especially our TikTok. Ask us questions if you guys ever have one there, because I am very active in answering it. And if it's an opinion question, I'll also tell Leah to go over and answer it at some point in time when she has time. So we do that. We also found a nice captioning app for us to use.
Very easy to use.
So we now have captions on all of our stuff, and we're super duper excited about that. To show off to you guys and everything like that. So if you guys haven't, make sure you guys go and follow us over there. Very much appreciate it. Super duper looper. Exactly. You get me.
So Visions is an upcoming Disney Plus series where it's a bunch of shorts done in anime style about the untold stories of the Star Wars universe.
So it's from a certain point of view.
Kind of.
With anime.
Kind of. No one has really like leaked what exactly the shorts are going to be about, whether it's like Jedi or fighters or if it's a plot line. Like,
just saying.
We don't really know.
This is the perfect time to be a weeb and a Star Wars fan.
Yeah,
you have the High Republic manga coming out. You're gonna have the Star Wars Visions, which is probably gonna be pseudo nicer looking Samurai Jack, if not completely full blown anime.
It says a creative take on Star Wars from the world's best anime creators. So
going full bore, guys. We're going full bore. It's gonna be amazing.
But Del Rey, the publishing company that publishes half of the Star Wars books, they posted an announcement on Monday that there's a book coming out in October that'll like expand on one of the shorts. And so everyone's like, "Oh, does that mean we're getting the show in October? Because that's news to us."
I mean, but I'm not going to say no, although that would push back. Would that push back Mando?
I don't think so. I think it's a completely different
No, because well, not to mention the fact I'm thinking like release time. Like I don't think they would release
one if it's shorts,
during the other.
They'll probably do 2 or 3 a week if they're doing it, or they'll just give us the whole collection like they do with the Pixar stuff. When they drop the Pixar shorts, they'll drop a whole collection at a time. So I don't. And Mando, well, Book of Boba Fett is just one episode thing that's coming.
It's just a one episode.
It's either 1 or 2. It's very limited.
So it's gonna be a short one, exactly like how Kenobi is. Although
Yeah.
Kenobi's a 6-off. It's gonna have 6 episodes.
I don't think it's that many. It's either either 1, 2, or 3 episodes.
For Book
of Boba Fett.
Okay, because I was gonna say Kenobi was confirmed to be 6.
Yeah, Kenobi 6. Which I'm a fan of these short run shows. After WandaVision, they sold me.
Was WandaVision short run? Is it like done? Or is there gonna be a second season? Okay. I'll have to. Then I will have to go watch it at this point, because if it's done, then there's really no reason for me not to go see it.
The whole time, ever since they announced Disney Plus, I was like, WandaVision sounds like the absolute dumbest premise for a TV show I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And then everyone kept saying, "Oh, it's so good," and so we binged the first 4, and I was like, "Okay, this is not as dumb as I thought." And I really liked how it wrapped up, and really liked it.
How people were talking about the first episode, I was like, I'm good, because like everybody was like super like, we don't like the first episode, and I was like, I don't really.
You have to watch the first one for them to make sense.
Well, and I was like, I don't care. At the end of the day, I was like, I don't really care. I'm kind of falling out of like my Marvel kick again, like my superhero kick, because like it's like as one thing falls, another thing rises, and my Star Wars stuff was rising, so something had to fall. And I've been falling out of like comic book heroes for a while now. Like I think Green Arrow is my favorite hero. I was watching this TV show. It wasn't comically accurate, but it was good. It was a good, entertaining, dramatic show. And I liked that. And I didn't even finish it. Like I think I didn't watch like the last like 2 seasons. And but I was just kind of like, whatever, it's all good. So I don't know. I'll probably go watch WandaVision just so I can say I've watched WandaVision, but I'll be honest with you, I really want Kenobi out now. I'm
ready for the Star Wars content.
Like
the way that I don't know if it was a Disney Plus decision or a Marvel Kevin Feige decision to do these limited run shows, but it seems to be the way that Disney Plus is moving in their content, and I'm a fan because we don't need to drag something out for 8 seasons just because we can. Just get in, tell a good story, and get out.
Yeah, we don't have to murder it. Which some shows that did happen, some shows it didn't. I think, like, in my opinion, the only show that was I still thought was good after the point everybody thought it was terrible, but this is me, was Supernatural. I like Supernatural. I didn't finish the whole thing, right? I didn't watch all 11 because I got tired of waiting for them to come out and drop on Netflix, and I just didn't go back and watch them because I had started streaming, I had started doing that stuff, I had other stuff taking up my time. But I really liked. Everybody hated once season 4 and 5 hit, but with my background and stuff, I found that stuff to be increasingly interesting. And so with the idea of the bringing in the angels and stuff like that, I found it very interesting. And so I really liked the whole thing up through like season 8 or 9, which was when I stopped watching. But I know there was a lot of people that didn't. And there was a lot of mixed reviews on it. But
some shows just go for too long. And I'm a fan of, this is the story we're going to tell. And it's when it stops, it stops. And we're done. So
I completely get that. And I think that the reason why something like Supernatural works so well is because the overarching story is so sprinkled throughout the entire season that you're doing a lot of these one-off episodes, because that's how it started, was one-off episodes. And it can last and last and last and last. Like there's no end to the story, right? Like, and of course, as things continue and perpetually get worse and worse and worse in the universe, they do end up needing to get to a point where they just need to cut off the head and be done with it. So that's another one. But yeah, Breaking Bad, I've heard a lot of good things about. I need to sit down and watch it too. But
I watched the first season and it just didn't hold my interest.
I was supposed to watch it. An ex really liked it and she wanted to watch it, so I haven't watched it literally for the reason that I just haven't been interested, because it started off as spite and it turned into this thing of like, I just don't care. Like I got distanced away from it enough that I just was like, but But I have people that do want to watch it, and I want to watch it. It's like, although like it's like Game of Thrones too. You know, I don't have an interest to watch Game of Thrones. But if you want to chuck like 400 more things of Star Wars content at me,
sign me up.
I'm here. I am here for it. And I'm so excited about that. I can't wait to explore a lot more of the stuff. I think we'll have a little bit of a shorter week this week just because we're both tired. We talked about a lot of the stuff we wanted to and a lot of how the world would have developed and a lot of those problems and stuff that were there. Sorry, I wasn't very focused. If you guys like what we're doing though, let us know. If you guys like how our podcast is coming out and you like that it's kind of random, even, you know, not very structured, let us know. We would love to explore and talk about that stuff with you guys more, of course. And we are super glad that you guys watched and listened and all that stuff. Again, if you guys have questions, always shoot them out. If you guys hit them with us on Twitter, we'll probably take them. We'll probably take a screenshot, post it up to our TikTok, and then I'll probably end up posting it to our Twitter anyway, because that way you're still getting it. Say again?
It's cross-platforming.
Cross-platforming. But the best spot, honestly, right now, the best spot for our content is probably TikTok, because I get a minute, which is not enough time, but I get a minute to talk about things, and I just go for it. So I've been really enjoying that. But that all being said, I hope you guys have a great day. Stay awesome, do great things. And Leah, you wanna say the words?
May the force be with you.
Always, my friends. Adios.
Bye.